Hey everyone, I wanted to come to you today and talk to you about 5 misconceptions that a lot of people have when it comes to budgeting. I wrote a list, so I'll be reading from there. But the first one is that people think that they have to be a math whiz or a financial expert to have a budget, and that to me is so not true. All you need to do is know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And if you don't know how to do that, you have bigger problems outside of your budget. But basically, all you need to know how to do is to subtract your expenses from your monthly income, and then you need to divide when you have a savings goal. So pretty much, if you need to save 1,000, and it's January now, and you need it by November, so you just divide the 1,000 by 11, January to November, and that's it. And then that's the most complex it is. There's no calculus, there's no trigonometry, there's no square root of anything. Like, it's just addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The second one is that budgets are restrictive, and I don't agree. A budget is something that you create. To me, the only restrictive thing is the fact that you need to have enough saved for your mandatory expenses, things like utilities, rent, mortgage, car insurance, like those mandatory expenses. Yes, you need to make sure that you have enough money for them. But after that, the excess, you decide what to do with it, whether it's a vacation, whether it's rims for your car, whether it's sneakers, whether it's liquor. You make that decision. Nobody tells you what to do with it. So they're not restrictive. I think that, you're the one that decides how you want to spend your money. So the only person restricting you is you, not the budget itself. So I think that they're very freeing. And once you start to budget, you really realize the power that you have. So yeah. Number 3 is, who needs a budget when I have my brain? And I used to think the same way too. I figured, I remember where I shopped. I remember that I went to McDonald's on this day, or I got these books for class. Like, I thought I would just remember everything in my head until I started to get overdrafts, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, I do remember I went to Red Lobster on Thursday. I did get that mascara from CVS. So a lot of times you forget those little expenses. So there's nothing as good as just having it recorded somewhere. And that, once I started to use my budget and write down everything, the overdrafts ceased. But before then, at least once every other month I had an overdraft, because I would just forget. And it'd be something really small. It'd be like $5 or $15. But if you forget it and if you think you have $15 in your account and you really have 8, and you buy something for $10, you'll get an overdraft. So there's nothing as good as having it written down. Okay. Number 4 is, I don't make that much money, so a budget is unnecessary. I totally disagree. It's funny because until you write down how much you make and take out your mandatory expenses, you never really know how much you have. The best thing I can equate it to is, say if you're at a friend's house and you guys are about to go out, and she's your friend, whether it's a female or a guy, they say, I have nothing to wear, I don't know what to wear tonight. And then you help them go through their closet, and all of a sudden all these outfits appear, and they're like, wait, I forgot I had this. Or, I look at it like taking stock, and that's what a budget is too. Like, you may think, I don't really have this, but then once you actually see it depicted in front of you, you realize what you're really working with. So a budget is kind of like taking inventory. So similar to taking inventory of your closet, and you realize that you have more than you think. And also, even if you have a little bit of money, if you learn how to budget with a small amount, once you do make more, then you'll know how to manage it. So I believe that how you act in small matters is how you act in big matters. So no matter how little you're making, I think a budget is definitely still worth it. And the number 5 is, I need complex or expensive software to budget. Also not true. You can use, actually, when I first started budgeting, when I was probably like in high school, I used to use, I don't know if I have it. Yeah, here we go. A transaction register, if you can see it. I don't know if banks still give this. I think it come with checkbooks now, but I would literally, if I went and got McDonald's, I would write, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I would just write Sunday, September 21st, McDonald's, $5. So I would just put it on paper, and I had this in my wallet. So every time when I would leave a store, I would just open this up in my car or on the way home, because I didn't have a car then, and just write down what I bought. Or you can just use Microsoft Excel, and I do have an Excel I have a budget video for Microsoft Excel. So you don't need anything complex. You don't need to go and buy any software on Amazon. You can really just use pen and paper or Microsoft Excel. And that's it. So those are my 5 top misconceptions about budgeting. I think that everybody should budget, and it really just changes things for you. And yeah, I mean, it worked miracles in my life. All right, bye guys.